All right, let's get right into it. We're going to explore a powerful idea, one that's nearly 2,000 years old, about what makes art or language or even nature truly unforgettable. And what's crazy is this incredible idea about greatness was almost lost to history forever. I mean, think about it. Have you ever had that moment? You see something, a painting, a film, maybe just a wild sunset, and you're just floored, speechless. It's like the rest of the world just fades away. Well, that feeling, that's exactly what we're talking about today. Because that feeling, it isn't just about being convinced of something, right? It's not like you just think, oh, I like that. No, it's something much, much bigger. And thinkers, way back in ancient times, knew that this kind of power operated on a totally different level. They realized that the greatest works don't just persuade you, they transport you. It's like they literally pick you up and carry you away, completely overwhelming your rational mind with just pure, raw emotional force. So who was the first person to really sit down and analyze this incredible power? Well, that's where the story gets interesting, because for centuries, his identity was a complete mystery, a real puzzle for historians. Today, we know him by just one name. Meet Longinus. He was a Greek rhetorician living sometime back in the early Roman Empire, and he wrote this groundbreaking text called On the Sublime. He was basically obsessed with figuring out what separates language that's merely good from language that is absolutely jaw-droppingly awesome. And Longinus didn't just define this idea, he gave us a metaphor for it that is so perfect, so powerful, it just captures the sudden, shocking force of it all. Think about that imagery, a bolt of lightning. He's not talking about a gentle nudge or a soft wave of emotion. No, this is a lightning strike. It hits you all at once, shatters your composure, and in that single instant, it reveals the profound power behind the art. And this is the absolute key difference. Persuasion is like a conversation. You can argue with it, right? You can resist it. It wants to please you, to win you over. But the sublime? No way. That's a force of nature. It doesn't ask for your permission. It demands your attention. It inspires awe. And its power is pretty much irresistible. But here is the most dramatic part of this entire story. After Longinus writes about this monumental idea, it basically vanishes. I'm serious. For over a millennium, 1,000 years, this masterpiece was basically just gathering dust somewhere. This revolutionary way of understanding art and greatness was sitting on a shelf, just waiting. The world came so close to losing it for good. And you can see its long journey back right here. It's written way back in the 1st century. Then, radio silence. Finally, in 1554, it gets its first modern publication. An English version pops up about 100 years later. But the real explosion, the moment it went viral, 1674. A French translation by Nicolas Boileau hits the scene, and suddenly, everybody across Europe is talking about the Sublime. And once it was rediscovered, it changed everything. I mean it. This ancient idea became an absolute revolutionary force in the modern world. See, the art world it crashed into was all about neoclassicism, perfectly balanced paintings, strict rules for poetry, everything calm and rational. Longinus's idea was like a stick of dynamite in a tea party. It celebrated overwhelming emotion over quiet reason, the terror of a stormy ocean over a calm pond, and the power of individual genius over rigid formulas. And its impact was just enormous. The sublime is the engine that fueled the passion of the whole Romantic movement. It became a cornerstone for aesthetics, the entire philosophy of beauty and art. And it was central to huge thinkers like Immanuel Kant, who used it to explore how our minds grapple with things that are terrifyingly huge and powerful. So why does all this matter? Well, it's because Longinus gave us a totally new vocabulary for greatness. Before him, judging art was often about technique and structure and following the rules. He completely shifted the focus. He taught us to judge art by its power to move us, by its emotional impact, by its ability to strike us like lightning. It's an idea that's 2,000 years old, but it is as relevant as ever. You can find it in a movie, in a piece of music, looking up at a skyscraper, or out at a view from a mountaintop. So the only question left is, where will that lightning bolt strike you?